Okay, some cool little stands here, some nice little miniature Ferraris. I see a Daytona, a Ferrari F1, I think a Mansell one, I think. Not Red 5, I think it was 27. But let's see what else is around. Once again to Nightlife. My name's Gary Knight, founder of Knight International. We're here today in Dubai. We're here for the historic Golf GP. So I'm going to show you around some of these stands. There's some really interesting memorabilia and some fabulous collectibles. So let's go and have a chat with Race Tech. Hi, Celius, isn't it?
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm Gary Knight. So I'm with Celius here, and it's Racek, isn't it? Racek.
Yes.
So tell me a bit about your Senna helmet. Is this a replica?
Yes, replica. I have only 500 this replica in the world. So the creator, that creates the replica, is a Sid Mosca. Is make only 500 this.
Wow.
Yes.
I mean, that is just. Yes, it's so recognisable, isn't it?
Exactly.
And Senna probably the most loved F1 driver ever, and super talent, and a tragic loss. I think I think it was 2000. Was it 2000?
2000. Quantos anos faz que o Senna morreu? Yes.
Around that time. But you got some really interesting things here. I loved your the chassis. So let's talk about Lando Norris. So this is fabulous. So
fiberglass.
Yeah, so this is fiberglass. And what would a piece like this cost somebody?
Look, this you can do what you want. You know, you can customize, put what you want behind his. There's the piece is one of the one. Only one this.
One of one.
Yeah, one of the one.
Okay.
So I have another, the forged carbon. That's one.
Yeah, I love the full carbon, especially I like the forged carbon, but this is like a traditional, yeah, with the Alfa Romeo. I think that's, yeah, you got them all covered, haven't you? Obviously, the Petronas. Wow. Okay. And I love the picture. Is that a one of Leclerc?
Yes.
Here.
Leclerc.
Wow. So how do people that want to buy these things, how can they get in touch with you?
You can contact us about online, you know, because literally start the business now here in UAE. Okay?
Oh, really?
Literally, yes, 1 week ago. So this is the literally the begin. So we can buy from online or directly here. If you want to buy, you can come here.
Sure. Okay.
All these are for sale. You know?
Okay. Well, that's perfect. Yeah. Well, what I do, I put Salis links in the comments below if you want to get in touch with these guys. As you can see, all of these things are one of one, and they are really fabulous. So thank you for showing me around, Salis.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Have a good day.
We'll come back with our checkbook.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, guys, let's see what else is around here. You can always rely on Sotheby's auctions to have some cool cars, and what comes much cooler than the Koenigsegg Agera RS. This fully exposed black car is absolutely sensational. The full carbon rims. Yeah, and it has like a purple accent on it. But of course, you know that we're near the desert. We're always going to have lots of sand around it. We at Knight International have not ever sold a Agera RS, but we sold a few Regeras. One of my most favourite cars are the Regeras. We've also sold 2 Yeskos, one Absolute. We sold it to the same guy living in America. He wanted one for the East Coast, one for the West Coast. So the car's not delivered yet, but that's 2 fabulous cars that we'll be reporting on as soon as they land on the ground. So I look forward to sharing that information with you. But let's have a look at some of the historic cars here. Well, I'm here at the Dubai Historic GP event in Dubai, and I've come across this fabulous Datsun. Can I ask your name?
Chris.
Hi, Chris. I'm Gary Knight from Knight International.
Nice to meet you.
I had a 240Z, I think back in 1972, 3.
Oh, so
But yeah, a green one. I was just 19 years old. Absolutely loved it. But this is the 280Z, right?
It is, yeah, the 280Z, so it still has the original L28.
Does it?
2.8 engine in. The later cars they came out with their EFI, but this one's been put back to 3 triple Weber carbs, so quite classic. The smaller bumpers have been put on, and obviously the over fenders and some slightly chunkier rubber to get it nice and grippy around the track.
But it's not heavily modded, is it? You know, so many of these things.
I think the craziest thing that I've done, which is reversible, is I've put air cups on so I can raise it.
Okay.
Just because originally I thought I was going to run it a lot lower, but it's actually not too bad for getting over the speed bumps. But it's a nice party trick for the kids and stuff. You can make the car move and dance a bit. It's like they find it fantastic.
I've been privileged to own some fabulous cars, and yeah, but going back to my 240Z days, that was the most fun car I ever had, and the engine was, you couldn't break that engine. I mean,
Yeah.
I did have some problems with a bit of rust here and there, and
Yeah.
but especially under the wishbone, but yeah, it's great.
This is a California car that's been there and then Dubai for all of its life, so of course rust isn't so much of an issue.
Yeah,
It's
sure,
nice and
mate.
dry,
Yeah,
but,
well, mine's from England, so
well, there you go.
yeah, there we go.
But yeah, they're just great drivers' cars. They're not particularly powerful, although I think in the future I might do some reading on the engine. Keep it NA though. I think that's what it should be.
Yeah.
But they just handle so well, and I always think it's more fun to drive a slow car fast than a fast car slow. So
Yeah, that's true. And it stood the test of time. I mean, design-wise, it still looks cool, doesn't it?
it does, yeah.
Also, the Integrale, I think.
Yeah, that's a good friend of mine,
Yeah.
Kish from Collecting Motors. Absolutely lovely car. He's been taking my nephew around who's visiting on the track and that. We've got these both on track for the weekend, and we're
Have
going
you?
out at the end of the day as well at 20 to 6.
Are you?
The last session of the last week of the whole week.
Wow,
Weekend is
you're
going to be we're
going
going to be
out?
on track again. So yeah, touch wood, it's been really reliable. Nothing's gone wrong. So yeah, just fun to get out there and be part of the event. Really, absolutely love it.
What I liked about the Integrale, you turn it, you just point it, and it goes exactly where you want it to go.
Oh, it's such a great
So
handling
yeah,
car,
yeah, it's a
and I
great
just think
car.
with the Martini livery as well, it just
Yeah.
looks resplendent, right? It just looks, it's a fantastic looking thing. And that gets, I always park next to Kish because he gets even more attention than mine does.
Really?
So I tend to
Well,
try
I
and
mean,
steal a
this-
few photos by being next to him, right?
But it's a stunning car. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you. Really great
letting me
speaking
know
to you.
a bit about your car. Thank you.
Thank you very
Have a
much.
good
You too.
have a good track race around there. Okay. This Rolls-Royce Phantom, yeah, just reminds me of a time when I was at Silverstone. I think it was a Sotheby's auction back then, and this I wasn't invited. I just sat on the seat, and this old man come along, and yeah, he had this suit that's been ironed so many times it's gone shiny. He had sandals with holes in his socks with his toes sticking through, and he said, "You're on my seat, sir." So I said, "Sorry, I moved over." It was even smelly, and a Phantom just like this one, although it was British racing green. He put his paddle up, and he put his paddle up, and he wouldn't put his paddle down until he got it. I don't know the history behind the car. Maybe it was a family car. Maybe he was just someone who loved Rolls-Royce Phantoms. But he just bought the car, got up and walked away. So yeah, just an interesting memory about these fabulous cars. Let's move on, see what else is around. Yeah. So yeah, you're certainly standing out in the bright yellow, but it looks fabulous.
Yeah, she's gorgeous.
Yeah, how long have you owned it?
A few years now, 7 or 8 years. Yeah.
Okay, it's stunning. It's nice to see the Diablos out. You see so many, Hurricanes and the other, every
It's
other.
actually the only one with carbon fiber from the factory in the world.
Is it really? Okay, but it's not an SV, is it?
It is an SV.
Is it an
it's
SV?
This is the last version with a pop-up light SVs. Yes.
Oh, wow.
1998. Yeah.
Well, it's tremendous. So thank you for letting us talk about
you.
your car. It
Thank
looks
you.
stunning.
Thank you.
I don't know if you quite got that on audio, but it's the last SV with the pop-up lights. Okay, well listen, I can't pass this car without telling you another story. My mother used to own one of these. She had like a blue silver 500 SL just like this. She must have been 75 at the time, and I was on the freeway driving along. I think I was in a Ferrari or yeah, I was in definitely was in a Ferrari, just cruising along 90 mile an hour. Whoom, this 500 SL went whizzing past me, and I see the number EIB21. It was my mother, 75 years of age, doing about 150 mile an hour. Fabulous, fabulous car. Let's move on. Okay, well look what we found here. Probably one of the most iconic Ferraris you could buy. A Ferrari 246 GTS. I did a tribute to Sergio Pininfarina at the Hurtwood Polo Park, and the Sergio Pininfarina, son Paolo and his family, and around 300 other cars, people brought their cars along as a tribute to the great Sergio Pininfarina, which bears his name on every Ferrari, well almost every Ferrari, for 60 years. The owner of Hurtwood Park, Kenny Jones, he was the drummer in the Faces. He owned one of these and said he would love to find it, and we did some research and we actually found his very, very car. But this is not the fastest Ferrari in the world, but I'm sure you agree it's one of the most beautiful looking Ferraris ever built. A 2.4 litre V6 engine. It seems we're doing a complete circle. We're now back to V6 Ferraris. In fact, the replacement of the LaFerrari replacement, the F50, it's also got a V6 engine. I'm sure that's not going to please every Ferrari enthusiast, seeing the LaFerrari coming from a V12 to its successor with a V6. But hey, just look at this 246 GTS. Stunning, stunning, stunning car. A fabulous AC Cobra there. It's nice to see a genuine one rather than so many replicas. But I just want to briefly talk about this E-Type. These E-Type Jags, they're becoming a real popular vintage historic race car. You'll see many of these at Goodwood, and often they win, which is quite surprising considering the weight distribution. You know, a 3.8 litre at the front and a tiny little rear end at the back, you know, makes this car to race all over the place, but they managed to sort it out. Obviously run by two English drivers here today, but yeah, there's another E-Type Jag at the back here. French and English driver. I've owned an E-Type Jag before, a V12, and a fabulous, fabulous car, a green one. And I remember having some white wall tyres put on it, and I literally disintegrated them on the motorway doing about 130 mile an hour. But yeah, very difficult car to get in and out. Not the best handling car, but somehow these guys make them work and they win races. Well, there's some amazing cars here at the Revival. I mean, just have a look at this stunning Ford GT. I mean, I'm sure you may know already, but for those who don't, they named this car the GT40 because it's literally just 40 inches high. It's tiny. This is the era. These are the Ford GTs that beat Ferrari. You may have seen the film Ferrari and Ford against Ferrari, but Enzo Ferrari backed out a deal with Ferrari. Ford wanted to buy it, but Enzo Ferrari literally manipulated it and used the negotiation to sell to Fiat. But just have a look. I don't know if you can see inside them in, but actually this is a trophy-winning car. This is the only aero you have. I mean, these cars, there's no air conditioning in these cars. You have a race day like today where it's over 30 Celsius, and you're in here. That's the only ventilation. You're going to have all the heat from the engine at the back, the V8. But yeah, knock on wheels. You just pull the pin out and then you knock these on. They literally come off in a second. They're designed for race cars. You now see these on cars like the Porsche 918 Spider and some McLarens like the 918. I mean, like the P1. But yeah, fabulous car.